In the EU this week, French President Emmanuel Macron made a visit to the European Parliament, or shall we say, Parliament made a visit to the French president. Macron is keen to reform many rules, but the rule about Parliament meeting in Strasbourg for just 1 week out of the month, that ain't one of them. President Macron stood up against the rise of right-wing nationalism in Europe, saying, "The answer is not authoritarian democracy, but the authority of democracy." To prove his point, Macron fired off some missiles at Syria during his speech and said maybe he'd let people vote on it later. Last week's missile attack on Syria was initiated by the United States, and now it's clear Donald Trump fires off missiles like he fires off tweets. They're based on feelings more than facts. They make everybody upset for a day or so, and in the end, nothing changes. In related news, Donald Trump fires off tweets like he fires off twats. Trump's Syria attacks failed to distract Washington from the ongoing Trump investigation, which introduced a new version of the slogan, MAGA, "My attorney got arrested." And now, famous whistleblower and Trump blower Stormy Daniels has used a sketch artist to reveal the face of the man who threatened her if she didn't keep quiet. And for the second time this week, we can all say, "Oh my God, it's Sean Hannity!" It's clearly Sean Hannity. In other news, UK Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn is apparently a Nazi. Yes, we've been warned about online misinformation smear campaigns, but, I mean, trust the people who know. Like pro-Brexit strategy advisor Nigel Oakes, who said, "Hitler attacked the Jews. He didn't have a problem with the Jews, but the people didn't like the Jews, and so he just leveraged an artificial enemy." Or pro-Brexit Leave.eu leader Andy Wigmore, who said, "The propaganda machine of the Nazis, you take away all the hideous horror and that kind of stuff. It was very clever the way they managed to do what they did." Wigmore and Oakes are now at work on a remake of The Darkest Hour called Peace in Our Time, in which Hitler is just a misunderstood artist, an artist played by Morrissey. Morrissey, who this week said Hitler was left-wing, and who is now touring his latest album, Big Foot in Mouth Strikes Again. And now, bonus, the UK Windrush case. A growing number of people born in the Caribbean and invited to the UK as guest workers in the 1950s and 60s are now being told they can't stay in the UK because their immigration status was never formalized. The British Home Office said they were simply inspired by watching a recent film whose poster says, "Just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome." What was the name of that film again? Oh yeah, Get Out. Guys, it was just a movie. To put it in the words of comedian Martin Moore, one of my constituents is moving to the Caribbean. Jamaica? Yes, I did. And that's a joke. It was the Home Office.
Newsroom, it's a newsroom. Listen to the sound of the newsroom. Anything can happen in a newsroom. News, 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 news.